I'm doing another one of my movie critic type of a deal. Sorry, my hair looks like real funky right now. But, for the most part, this is like the part 2 of all the movie stuff that I've watched. This is an accumulation of movies that I have been watching for the past like couple days, so I figured to go ahead and share it with you guys. So the first movie I am going to show you guys is the movie Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon. It is actually a pretty damn good movie. I liked it. It was really funny, pretty 90s if you ask me. And it hasn't lost its touch. It's actually a thumbs up in my book. For a chick flick, it's one of those movies where you can watch it with a bunch of girlfriends. Definitely not a type of movie that you watch with your boyfriend or significant other. It's one of those movies where you relax and pop it in and that good thing. So that's a good one. The second movie is dun, 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 Small Soldiers. I don't know if you guys remember this movie at all, but I surely did, and it's a pretty good movie as far as a kid's movie goes. And of course, Kristen Dunst looks so young in this because she was only like, I give it like 13, 14, 15 years old in this. So this is hella old school movie. It's very exciting, the fact that this could have been the inspiration to Toy Story. You never know. But this is actually a pretty good movie. I liked it. It was charming and funny and pretty sophisticated for its time. And yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And it's kid friendly. So my son absolutely loved it. And he thinks that toys are real now. So that's not good. The second movie that I definitely think is a very good and powerful movie is Instinct. This is a very good movie. It's one of those movies that Anthony Hopkins and Cuba Gooding Jr. is in, and let me tell you, it is very good for what it actually is. It's one of those drama-filled type of movies. Definitely a type of movie that you can watch with your significant other, with your boyfriend, with your husband. It's that kind of a movie. It's not action-packed as they would have liked it, but the storyline keeps grabbing you, and that's what I liked about this movie. So it's a must-see, definitely worth the 50 cents. As you can see, it was still in the packaging when we got it, and we were pretty shocked that it was as good as it was. So you gotta go see it. This is the movie to go see as far as like, it's not suspenseful. It's a emotional roller coaster. It's not a thriller either. It's very dramatically packed with a very good storyline, and it's actually guy friendly. So check it out. Okay, as I don't know if anyone that's watching this is a military brat of some sort. I know I am. My dad is a hardcore Marine. Once a Marine, always Marine. If you are from a military background of any sort, this movie is for you. It's called The Last Castle. It is actually a very good movie. This movie is pretty intense for what it is. It's the guy from The Sopranos is in it. The actors in it played very good roles. It's very suspenseful. And it's one of those movies where anybody with a military background will kind of understand this movie a lot better as far as like how the format of the movie actually is. So I would even recommend my dad to watch this. That's how good this movie actually is. Is it pretty action-packed? Medium to okay. Is it suspenseful or a thriller-ish kind of movie? Not necessarily. It really talks about military pride, and not to forget that once you were in the military, you will always be in the military. So, this is that kind of movie. It gives a lot of pride in who you are as far as military goes. Never forget your rank or the fact that you served your country type of deal. A lot of twists and turns, but it's pretty good. Oh gosh. Okay, this movie, The Fisher Kings, I don't know. It's one of those movies with Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges, Bridges, I should say. This movie, okay. I like movies like this, but at the same time I don't. This is the type of movie that you have to pay attention to the movie from the beginning to the end, and if you don't, you'll get lost in it. But basically, Robin Williams plays a very, very, very good role in this. And surprisingly enough, this is one of those movies that's very drama-filled, and it's not suspenseful, and it's not a thriller. It's one of those movies that even your boyfriend or your husband can watch, and it's an okay movie. I can't say it's the greatest thing I've ever watched, but at the same time, I'm not saying that it's the worst thing I've ever watched. I honestly think you guys have to watch it to criticize it yourselves. It's definitely one of those movies, like I said, if you have to watch it from beginning to end, if you pause it and go to a potty break and come back, you'll definitely get lost in this movie. So it's one of those mind astonishing retro comedy type of things. I don't know how else to describe it. Am I dogging the movie? Not necessarily. It's just one of those movies where I can't criticize it for you guys. I think you guys should watch it and criticize it for yourselves. So, is it worth the 50 cents? Considering the fact that me and my boyfriend decided to get titles that we did not recognize at all, it kind of was. And kinda is put very lightly for this movie. So, that's that. And the very last movie is one of the movies that is a thumbs up for its time, which is The Long Walk Home with Whoopi Goldberg in it, and Sassy Spacek and Dwight Schultz. I don't know if I'm even saying the names right, but this movie is it's a race empowering movie. I don't know if that makes sense. For the most part, this was a movie at its time, it shows you the difference between the racial thing that was going on at the time of this movie. Is it a movie that your kids should watch? If you're trying to educate your kids on race, this would be the movie. Some of the events in this movie is actually real. If you actually do read up on your racial history, this is kind of one of those movies. It's not like a Malcolm X movie with Denzel Washington. It's nothing like that. This is one of those movies where it's pretty empowering as far as what the statement really was back in the day. So I can't really dog this movie. This was a very interesting one, actually. So I liked it. It really isn't a bad movie. Like I said, is this a kid-friendly movie? If you're trying to teach your kids not to be racist, this is the movie that they should watch. It's actually it's a friendly racist movie that talks about the issues back in the day, how racism broke out. One of the methods that was done back in the day to break racism out of where it was to how it is now. This is one of the movies that you should watch for that. I like movies like this. I don't know why. I think it's just because there's a lot of history that goes on with it, and I really don't dog those kind of movies. So, for the most part, I mean, the only movie that I thought was very confusing and very, not confusing nonetheless, but one of those movies that are just like, okay, was definitely the Fisher King movie. But for the most part, all the other movies were pretty okay. I liked them, and like I said, these movies are the type of movies that I've watched with an accumulation of time. So, I'm trying to give you guys my honest opinion on these movies. What you guys watch is totally up to you guys. I personally think that movies and VHS, how movies were made back in the day, is actually the movies that you guys gotta revert back to, because these movies were actual movies where action-packed was action-packed, and drama packed movies was actually drama-packed movies, when actors were really challenged on their characters and stuff. So that's why I like watching VHS movies, because it was acting back in the day, and it's great. So, I don't know. So anyway, that's enough of my freaking criticism on some fucking movies, and I am in the middle of watching one. I don't even know what the fuck. I probably have to rewind it and watch it again. But, for the most part, that's pretty much it. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.